Panchakalpa tarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyaiva cha pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Morning, dear. I want to apologize in advance if there's any disconnection
So your video is very choppy.
on the. I want to apologize in advance if there's any disconnection in the audio. Today we're reading from the first canto, Creation, chapter 13, Dhritarashtra quits home, verse 50. Anyone to read?
Like Dhanashu, we can't hear you, bro.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, bro. Yes.
Did you hear me read the verse?
No, bro.
Okay, pardon. Nishpaditam devakrityam avashesham pratikshate tavadyuyam avikshadvam bhavedyavadiheshwara. Would anyone like to read?
Yeah, bro. Yes. नष्पादितं देवकृत्यम् अवेशेषं प्रतीक्षते तावद्यूयम् अवेक्षध्वं भवेद्यावदिहेश्वरा. Thank you, bro.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Nishpaditam, performed. Devakrityam, what was to be done on behalf of the demigods. Avashesham, the rest. Pratikshate, being awaited. Tavat, up to that time. Yuyam, all of you Pandavas. Avikshadvam, observe and wait. Bhavid, may. Yavat, as long as. Iha, in this world. Ishvaraha, the Supreme Lord. The translation and purport are given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The Lord has already performed his duties to help the demigods, and he is awaiting the rest. You Pandavas may wait as long as the Lord is here on earth. Purport. The Lord descends from his abode, Krishna Loka, the topmost planet in the spiritual sky, in order to help the demigod administrators of this material world when they are greatly vexed by the asuras, who are envious not only of the Lord but also of his devotees. As referred to above, the conditioned living beings contact material association by their own choice, dictated by a strong desire to lord it over the resources of the material world and become imitation lords of all they survey. Everyone is trying to become an imitation god. There is keen competition among such imitation gods, and such competitors are generally known as asuras. When there are too many asuras in the world, then it becomes a hell for those who are devotees of the Lord. Due to the growth of the asuras, the mass of people who are generally devoted to the Lord by nature and the pure devotees of the Lord, including the demigods in higher planets, pray to the Lord for relief, and the Lord either descends personally from his abode or deputes some of his devotees to remodel the fallen condition of the human society or even animal society. Such disruptions take place not only in human society but also among animals, birds, or other living beings, including the demigods in the higher planets. Lord Sri Krishna descended personally to vanquish asuras like Kamsa, Jarasandha, and Shishupal, and during the reign of Maharaj Yudhishthir, almost all these asuras were killed by the Lord. Now he was awaiting the annihilation of his own dynasty called the Yadu Vamsha, who appeared by his will in this world. He wanted to take them away before his own departure to his eternal abode, Narada, like Vidura, did not disclose the imminent annihilation of the Yadu dynasty, but indirectly gave a hint to the king and his brothers to wait till the incident happened and the Lord departed. Nishpaditam devakrityam tavashesham pratikshate tavadyuyam avikshadvam bhavedyavadiheshvara. The Lord has already performed his duties to help the demigods, and he is awaiting the rest. You Pandavas may wait as long as the Lord is here on earth. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. For respectful obeisances unto my spiritual master, who opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. Ukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate kirim yat kripa tamaham bande Shri Gurum Dinataranam. By the mercy of my spiritual master, a lame man is able to cross mountains and a mute man is able to speak eloquently. Vanchakalpa tarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Now for my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord, who are exactly like desired trees, capable of satisfying the desires of all living entities, and they are naturally very compassionate toward the fallen and conditioned souls. The context here is that Yudhishthira Maharaj has asked where his uncles have gone. Where has Vidura and Dhritarashtra gone? And Narada Muni is first advising Yudhishthira Maharaj not to lament, which is similar to the first instruction that Krishna gives Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita. So we can see by this pattern of repetition that a preliminary condition to understanding spiritual knowledge is to not lament unfavorable circumstances. Why this is important is because lamentable circumstances occur on the platform of a material body. And if the soul is not utilizing its higher intelligence, it's going to be diverted by all the twists and turns that the material body is cursed to suffer, like birth, death, disease, old age, discomfort, the three kleshas. But if the soul is to arrive at its position of peacefulness, servitude, and love for Krishna, then it's going to have to let the body do what the body is going to do while maintaining its position. After Narada Muni advises Yudhishthira Maharaj not to lament, he inspires Yudhishthira Maharaj to continue his adoration and worship of Sri Krishna. And here we are at this verse in question, where Narada Muni is explaining that the Lord came to help the demigods. If we remember in the beginning of the 10th canto, Mother Surabi approached Lord Brahma, requesting that the demigods unburden the earth from the unnecessary military forces of the evil-minded. What that envy does is it takes the shape of violence. It,
Thanks, Prabhu. We lost Regan, Prabhu. Oh, got stopped. Wait. Prabhu, did you join the call?
acting with him as in conjugal love, as well as reciprocating with those people who just want to hurt Krishna, who curse Krishna or who curse God, and who there's a phrase in English, may God strike me dead if this. And so in the world, there's this defiant attitude. And so Krishna reciprocates even with the people that are defiant to him. And he gives them the opportunity to fight him in some capacity. Or he gives them liberation by the position of the Asura is actually quite unfortunate because the only well-wisher in the world is Krishna. And by establishing enmity with Krishna, the Asura closes themselves off from all kinds of assistance and help. If the Asura or if the demonic person looks at everyone as their competition, then it stands to reason that everyone that they're associating with also sees everyone as their own competition. And in this way, they all nurture each other's attitude of being jealous and envious and unsupportive of each other. Now, this wouldn't be such a terrible thing if a person still had faith. Like some devotees will recognize, I have no good qualities. I'm full of bad qualities. I'm envious of others, but they recognize it. But Krishna is my best friend, and so even recognizing that they have bad qualities, they still reach for the hand of Krishna who's going to help. But the Asura is in a really precarious position because everyone that they've surrounded themselves with is vying for their position. And the only person that wants to get them out of the world is Krishna. But we're really lucky that Krishna reciprocates with what's best for us, not necessarily what we want. And so, in that way, a person that has no way out of their network of material conditioning becomes liberated by Krishna in the form of death. Something that stuck out to me here was the mention that Narada Muni is just hinting at the fact that the Yadavas are going to disappear. And that Vidura knew it too, but he didn't tell them. So a person could ask, well, why don't they reveal the future to the devotees? And this is an interesting prerogative that the spiritual master has, to only reveal that which is necessary for the advancement of the disciple. For example, Bhagavatam has been said in other Puranas to have 18,000 verses. But we know that on earth, the Bhagavatam that we have has 13,500 and something. So we could wonder where have all the remaining, 5,000 verses gone? And what is the Bhagavatam in the celestial planets that has 2 million verses? What are they talking about there? But we should have faith that the Bhagavatam that Srila Prabhupada has revealed to us and that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has brought to us is telling us exactly what we need for our advancement in spiritual life. In the Srimad, in the Sri Brihad Bhagavatamrita, there's an episode where Gopakumar arrives in Vaikuntha, and Narada, and he notices that there's squirrels and birds and swans, and Narada Muni kind of nudges him and says, "Don't be," because Gopakumar looks back at Narada Muni. He's like, "Wait a minute, why are there just animals here?" And Narada Muni assentingly nods and says, "Don't be confused. Don't think that these are ordinary living beings. These are all sagely beings that have accepted Arupya Mukti, which is accepted." And Gopakumar kind of furrows his brow and he's like, "Well, what?" And Narada Muni understands. Yeah. You're asking why these sages have forms like Krishna, but they're in animal bodies. And he explains that Krishna shows up in every form of life. And Prabhupada hints at this in the Bhagavad Gita. that the Paramatma within the heart and Krishna in other forms is God in all the animal kingdom. Um, that it's created all of us, and that's given us the opportunity to wake up on Sunday, that inspires someone with the intelligence to create the internet and cheesecake. That this person takes the shape seahorse. We read about what he's doing in this canto, and it seems so glorious. That's the same person who's totally captivated by the love of an infinitesimal soul still has to the other living ends that are stuck in an octopus body. This is Krishna. And this Bhagavatam is so special because in one sense, look at how many verses are just talking about what Krishna does in human society. Maybe we have the example of Matsya here as well. But anyway, I wanted to leave it at that Krishna is infinitely compassionate, that the Guru is revealing exactly what the soul needs to know, and that the Bhagavatam is the method by which we can become attracted to Krishna, to and to follow the orders of the spiritual master. If there's any questions or comments, please feel free to share them. If I missed anything, that is my fault. If I said anything nicely, please, the credit goes to my Guru Janas. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu,
Hare
for
Krishna, Prabhuji.
yeah. Yeah, we lost you for my in between a couple of times, but yeah, thank you for Seven Shivan Bhagavatam. That's true. Anyone has any questions or reflections or points anyone would like to share? Okay. Thank you so much, Prabhu. I think one of
Thank
the
you very
things
much.
is you mentioned how the spiritual master has the prerogative to share or reveal what is required or what is necessary to the disciple.
Mm,
So I think that's what you mentioned. He's awaiting the rest. So you just give a hint.
mm,
That's a very nice point you mentioned, though. Yeah, we don't have to know everything, or we can't know. We don't
mm,
need to know everything. And spiritual master knows what exactly is required for us to know uh, to attain the ultimate result. Right? Yes. Thank you so much for that too. Wonderful point.
thank
Okay. Okay. Thank thank you so much. परितानां पावनेभ्यो शुभो नमः वैष्णव की जय कथा श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय श्री प्रभुपाद की जय सो हरे कृष्णा